Welcome to this new episode of The Disabled Life. The purpose of this podcast is to tell people how I live my life. The name I'm using on the podcast now is The Disabled Guy, because I felt that you needed to hear something as opposed to just my voice there. I'm a disabled male living in Florida with cerebral palsy. I'm here to tell you how I live my life and some of the volunteer work that I do and how I managed to do it with cerebral palsy. Without further ado, let's go into the episode. Well, what I'm going to talk to you about today is something a little different. I have some opinions on talk therapy. Talk therapy is something that you can go through when you have a lot of stress in your life or whatever. As a disabled person and as a non-disabled person. This topic is a little broader than I'm used to, but here I am. My opinion on talk therapy is this. It's a good thing. And it's helpful. It can distress you. I can distress you. But you have to be careful. Because sometimes people, and I mean people, family members or therapists mean well, but things happen that shouldn't happen. Let me give you an example. This one didn't happen to me, but let me give you an example. Okay, let's say that you have then you go to see a talk therapist, and he or she is listening to you, and you are not getting along for whatever reason. So, change that. Try to change that. Let me say this. But it may not be, you may not notice that until the second time that the same thing happens. Once you happens once, happens twice. The third time, it may not happen. Because the second time you go, why did this happen now? Why did this happen again? So, my opinion here is that you should analyze what you're going through. What's causing the problem? Sometimes, in order to fix the problem, give up, I say this weird word, take control by giving up control. Take control of the situation without letting nobody know you're doing it. Give them control over something, and it may help. I say talk therapy helps, because when you are stressed, and I say don't be ashamed of going and getting therapy and help when you need it. Sometimes, another thing I'll tell you, sometimes when let me say opposite sex from you, it sometimes helps, because sometimes you feel nurtured, for example, you feel helped, and with the same sex there could be a problem of, let's say, two people don't match. I understand that. And I know exactly what I'm saying. There's a reason I'm talking here about this. This is something that I experienced. And it's something that I've heard about happening. It's something that can happen. Well, if for some reason you can't function with that person, find another one. Because I'll tell you, this is from personal experience. I've heard this happen, and people have told me stories on these things. Because I know people that went through talk therapy. I know them. And some of them say, I can't get along with that person, but I get along with this other person. But it's all personality. It is all personality. Let me ask you, if you meet if you as a person meet someone, a regular friend, you make a choice. Do I want to talk to that person? Do I get along with that person? Yes, you do. You have to do the same thing with a therapist or counselor, whatever it is. This is something that I personally know about. I'm not going to say how I know, but I personally know about this. This is something that I can talk about from secondhand experience because people have told me these things. And understand, those of us in the disabled community, we also feel stress to a certain extent. We also worry, etc., like anybody else, because we doesn't mean that we are people that don't have any stress. We do. We have this. This is something that's natural. But you have to learn how to cope with it. Cope with it means do what you have to do. Because I'll tell you, it is difficult when you are going through something on your own. This is true. This is something that I have heard and can attest to. So, and also, this is a personal opinion of mine. Try not to mix friend and that, because that can be very, very difficult, very hard, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And that's just my personal opinion. Well, this is going to be my Saturday one. Next week on next week on Saturday, there may be something special coming up. Hopefully it's coming up. I'm planning for it, but I don't know. So, I say, if you feel stressed, go get some help. If you feel a problem, go get some help. I'm not a doctor, I'm nobody. I'm just a run-of-the-mill disabled individual giving my opinions on the internet here. And in this beautiful world of podcasting, that really opened up world to us. And for minimum money, we can do something like this. So, I hope you enjoy these, because it takes some time for me to do this stuff. With that, thank you for listening, and I'm going to give you my email address, and please rate and subscribe to my show, follow my show so you know when I'm going to put something else up. And I'll see you and you'll hear from me again for a Wednesday episode. My email address is as follows: ke4key@gmail.com. ke4key@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me, contact me. Also, please rate, subscribe, do all those things. I would love to give me a star rating if you're so inclined to, because it does really help. With that, thank you for listening, and at this point, yes, I'll say it. I'll see you next week.